Welcome, friends, to Laplace, Louisiana. My name is Craig, and this is Max Q Barbecue. We're here traveling to Louisiana, back to our home country for our holiday celebration for New Year's, but we had to stop in at Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse and meet with Jarred Zeringue, who is the author of Southern and Smoke Cookbook. Certainly a man after my passions and heart of home cooking and live smoked meat. But welcome, Jarred. Nice for
thanks for stopping in.
Jarred was just telling me about his Circle Z seasoning that he had come up with.
Yeah, developed that about 15 years ago to keep all my cooks on the same page as far as seasoning and keep consistency. And so I introduced it in the book to kind of shorten some of the recipes and make everything a little more concise. So I'm bottling it and selling it as well.
Go out and buy the book because he did put the recipe in.
I did, yeah.
Although I may have a secret question to ask you. Is that by volume or by weight?
That is by volume.
By volume.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing because I know not every home cook has a scale in their kitchen, but yeah, that's the easiest way. Of course, you know, when I have it bottled with a co-packer, it's all by weight.
It's all by weight.
Yeah. But after Christmas and stuff. So we had gratin that's here that we just did yesterday. This is smoked sausage, getting ready to smoke tonight.
Now, that looks like natural, or is it?
It's natural.
Natural. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We don't use any preservatives, any.
No nitrites or
no
anything, nitrates.
And then, let's see, we have some rabbits hanging back here.
Ooh.
Rabbits hanging there.
Nice. Yeah.
That's going to smoke tonight. And these are the smokehouses back here. We put the gratin and we fried turkeys, and that's full of hog lard from the cracklings and the gratin. And then these are the smokehouses. We get all the wood from my dad's farm across the river in Baton Rouge, and we split it all. I mean, we do everything, from start to finish, and it's all. We have a little natural gas starter in here, but basically we just hang the meat,
Right, on some rods.
left to right, on some rods, and all this is just natural smoke and seasoning, basically.
And what is that? What?
It's water oak.
Water oak.
Yeah, which is very
Smells
plentiful around here. You can basically, that's one right there.
Mm-hmm.
That tree right there.
Oh yeah.
And they grow everywhere. So that's good that it's very renewable and always available.
It's got a nice sweet smell to it.
Yeah. So yeah, we split it back there. You see the wood pile back there, and so let's start. And we have a little wood shed behind the garage over there.
Sweet. Nice. Amy and I really enjoyed our visit to Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse in Laplace, Louisiana. The proprietor, Jarred Zeringue, was very, very nice and welcoming to us as we made our visit, and even took the time to give us a tour of the smokehouse and walk us through some of the stories that he talked about in his book, Growing Up. So it was really nice to see him and actually shop in his restaurant and store. And we picked up several items while we were there to bring back to St. Louis so that we can cook these up when we're in the mood for some special down-home Louisiana cooking. So a couple of the things that we picked up there was, of course, a jar of his Circle Z seasoning, which if you buy a book, he'll actually throw in a jar with the purchase of the book. And he gives you the recipe in the book if you want to make your own. However, you'll have to get some fresh bay leaves in order to make the recipe whole. Second thing we purchased down there was some jambalaya mix. There's nothing we love more than good old Louisiana jambalaya. And so we got a mix here, so next time we make up some jambalaya. And we always need to have some beans or something for New Year's Day or just as an aside to go with some of our other cooking. So we got some of this bean mix. And then when we want that special smoky flavor, we actually have some oak smoked salt, which actually smells amazing. Woo, smells good. If you want to give some dish a nice smoky flavor without smoking it. And finally, we had to buy a lot of andouille. Of course, we went to the Andouille Capital of the world, and we bought Jarred's andouille. We bought like 6 packs. This is just a couple of packs. It's all vacuum sealed. We froze it and brought it back home from Louisiana. And of course, while we were there, Jarred took the time to autograph our book, and we thanked him for all his hospitality and time showing us around. So shout out to Jarred Zeringue and Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse. It's the oldest operating commercial smokehouse in Louisiana. It's been operating since April 1st, 1950. Been in business over 65 years and run by various different families along that area in Laplace. So if you ever get down to Louisiana, be sure and stop by Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse. Okay folks, we're at stop number 2 here in Baton Rouge on our holiday trip to different smokehouses. We're at Jerry Leeds Cajun Foods, and we're here to buy some Boudin. So come on inside with us. Nice big cast iron Dutch ovens. While we were on our holiday trip, Amy and I stopped by Jerry Lee's Cajun Foods out on Greenville Springs Road in Baton Rouge, another family-run business that produces wonderful Louisiana original Cajun cuisine. While we were there, we picked up a few things to bring back. We bought back some of his Cajun Boudin, which is a southern favorite. We always have to try different kinds of andouille because that's our staple for seasoning our gumbo. And finally, we decided to try some of his green onion sausage. Again, trying to compare various different flavor profiles of different sausages from various areas in South Louisiana where we grew up. The green onion piqued my interest because green onion is also a main ingredient of Leroy's sausage, which we've been trying to replicate for a couple of cycles now. So if you get down to Baton Rouge and you're looking for some good Boudin or some other sausages, stop by Jerry Lee's on Greenville Springs Road and pick up some of his Boudin, andouille, or green onion sausage. Welcome, friends. We're at stop number 3 on our trip through Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We stopped by my sister's house and we happened to go out and prune her bay leaf tree, her sweet laurel bush, and now we're cutting some fresh bay leaves. So we're going to be taking these bay leaves back to St. Louis. We're going to be drying them and dehydrating them, and believe it or not, they're going to be part of our spice mix coming up on our next cook. Hello, friends. We made it back to St. Louis from Louisiana, and what you see in front of me is all of the bay leaves that we harvested from my sister's sweet laurel bush. We've just completed rinsing them off with cold water and laying them out to dry on a towel. Once they dry off a little bit, I'm going to take and place them in our food dehydrator and just spread the leaves around on the tray and then place them in the food dehydrator set at 90 degrees and let them run in the dehydrator for 6 to 12 hours to dry out. So we'll let you see the finished product when we're done. We have all of our bay leaves spread out into our drying racks, and now we just need to put all our drying racks together and slide them into our food dehydrator to dry them. Then we just take the top, put that on top, have the temperature set for 90 degrees, and plug her in. Come back in 6 to 12 hours, and they should be all dried out. Welcome back, friends, to Max Q Barbecue. Today has been 2 weeks since we started our drying process on our sweet laurel leaves, or otherwise known as bay leaves. We dried them for about 24 hours in our food dehydrator, let them sit for 2 weeks, and then last night I dried them for another 6 hours just to make sure they were perfectly dry. Today we're going to take our bay leaves, and some of our bay leaves we're going to grind up with our spice grinder here and make powdered bay leaf powder. So here we go. Gonna have to add more leaves here because they're all kind of blowing up in the air. Ooh, that smells good.
That smells really good.
It does, doesn't it?
Wow.
That does. That smells amazing. Well, friends, we had a great time visiting Louisiana and visiting various different places and looking at some Louisiana and Southern recipes. We enjoyed our trip to Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse and visiting with Jarred Zeringue, learning about his spices and flavor profiles. From that, we also collected a large number of sweet laurel, or bay leaves as they're known, and brought those back, dried them, and then prepared them or processed them for future. Bay leaves, whole bay leaves, which we'll use in our gumbos and our soups and stews, and then our ground bay leaves that we'll mix with our garlic and pepper and onion and other rubs as a seasoning to go on our meats and in our sausages. And finally, our Adele peppers that were purchased at a little local hardware store there in Louisiana called Ponchatoula Hardware. Again, trying to get those locally sourced ingredients that make Louisiana and Southern cooking so extremely flavorful. Well, I hope you enjoyed our video, and laissez le Baton Rouge.